This episode of the All Automotive Podcast is brought to you by our friends at GeForce Automotive. GeForce Automotive is a certified service center through AutoValue. Want to make an appointment? Go to their website at www.geforceautomotive.net. Click on the banner that says Make an Appointment and make your appointment today. And now, the next episode of the All Automotive Podcast. All right, welcome back to another episode of the All Automotive Podcast. I'm your host, Matt Clausen, and today we got a special guest, and he's all the way in Israel. This is really cool. This is the first thing for me. We're going to talk to Yagil. He is the Vice President of Product for a company called Tactile Mobility, and what their purpose in life is to add technology to our automobiles. Now, we've talked about technology before in one of my other episodes. We were talking about the ADAS systems, the radar, the adaptive cruise. So they're adding their technology to this stuff that's already on your car to make your car smarter. And with the addition of self-driving cars, I think they're going to be doing stuff with that as well. And we'll get into more of this. But Yagil, welcome to the show. We really appreciate having you on today. Give us a little bit of background on who you are and what you do for Tactile Mobility.
Okay. Thank you, Matt. Thank you for inviting me. So my name is Yagil, born and raised in Israel, working in the automotive industry for the last 6 years. I'm a computer science engineer by profession, and later on I did my MBA. Worked for many years for medical device companies, including large ones like Philips Healthcare and J&J.
Oh, okay.
And automotive industry is a fascinating industry which is undergoing tremendous changes. And everything in our cars is changing as we speak. And it's a great place to be, and I'll explain later about what we're doing there. Other than that, I'm a former submariner, served in the Israeli Navy, a motorcyclist, hiker, and a dog lover.
Oh, all right. Well, you might hear my dog in the background while we're here. Who knows? Motorcyclist, I like that. I was recently interviewed for another podcast about dirt biking, and I have a dirt bike, and we go riding every year, so that's kind of fun. But yeah, let's talk about your company and what you provide to automakers. Are you working with any automakers currently, or?
Yeah, so Tactile Mobility is in the business of providing virtual sensors, and I'll explain that in a second.
Okay.
That help vehicles to sense the dynamics between the vehicle and the surface, to understand the health of the chassis of the vehicle, and to get innovative data about the surface itself. So we actually enable the vehicle to feel the grip between the tires and the road, which is something which is very, very innovative. One of the nice things is that we do it by software only. Now,
really? Okay, that's interesting. That's just software, and you're using the current sensors that are on the vehicle. Is what we're saying?
Right. So every vehicle for the last 10-15 years has dozens of sensors and a lot of small computers, and even a network that connects all of these nice computers and sensors. What we do is we are doing the data mining, harnessing insights from this rich amount of data that exist already in the vehicle. And what we do is that we provide embedded software, a very lean and efficient piece of software that can sit almost in every such small computer in the vehicle, listen to the communication in the vehicle, and run algorithms on top of this data in order to generate from this data insights, which are important for vehicles. Now, when I speak about virtual sensors for the vehicle, it looks like a real sensor. It transmits data in a certain protocol in a periodic manner, and the vehicle can rely on it, but it does not require any additional hardware, no cables, no additional CPU, etc. And there are things that you cannot measure with the physical sensor. For example,
Right.
how can you measure the grip between the tires and the road? The tires are essentially just a piece of rubber, right?
Yeah.
So of course,
Where the rubber
I'm
meets
sim-
the road.
yeah, I'm simplifying that, but you cannot place a sensor between the tire and the road.
Right.
This is where this innovative technology comes into place, and we use signals from dozens of sensors in order to understand in each and every second and in almost every driving scenario and condition what is the actual grip.
Right.
So, why is it important? It is important because grip is what keeps the car driving safely. It enables us to drive, to steer, to brake the car, to accelerate. If the grip is reduced, then we are in a safety problem, and we should be aware of that. For example, if we are on the black ice,
Oh, wow. That would be really important here in Michigan. Let me tell you.
yeah. So if we are on a black ice today, there is no way to do it, and you might discover that when it is too late, when
Right.
you try to steer.
Exactly.
And yeah, so this is an example of what we do, and we have additional virtual sensors. Um, we have a product which we call Tire Health, which also addresses an unmet need in the industry. The tires is what keep us safe. This is the most important safety feature of a car. Nothing is more important than our tires.
Right. Exactly. Man, I should let you talk to a lot of my customers.
Yeah,
That would be
yeah.
great. So yeah, I mean, if your technology is going to be able to alert the driver that there is black ice coming up, that is going to be super important, especially if once you get on there, does it notice that the traction level is lower, or would it take a minute to do that, or I know your technology is going to be um, sending the driver signals that says, hey, there's a really rough patch of pavement
Hmm.
coming up. You might want to
Yeah.
be alerted at that. So talk about how your technology being in somebody else's vehicle will help that alert the driver as well.
Okay. So what we do is we constantly monitor the signals in the vehicle, and within less than half a second, much less than half a second, we're able to detect that something in the traction has changed. So we're able to alert that there is a change. And within a short while of about additional half a second, we're able to say what is the current new grip and transmit this to the vehicle. And this is where the vehicle functions pick this information up from the internal network. And each car maker, or even each model of the specific car maker, can tailor the vehicle behavior according to this data. Of course, they can alert the driver, they can notify the ADAS system that they should be disconnected, they can precondition the brake system, and this way the vehicle will be able to stop in an optimal distance. They can alert
Right.
the adaptive cruise control, and there are plenty of vehicle functions that will pick this data and use it.
Yeah, and that's really interesting to me. And as far as like I was talking about in that episode I did on ADAS, the technologies that's already there, you guys are going to enhance that and make it like 10 times better, because now the wheel speed sensor and the anti-lock brake system sees and knows that there's things that are changing, and that can alert you so that that system may not have to work if you slow down, or it might not set the ABS off, or it will utilize the traction control to get you going if need be in that slipperier situation.
Yeah, right. So you touched an excellent point. So today, the smart vehicles and ADAS systems, they all work with the perception sensors, whether it is cameras or lidars or radars or whatever. But the missing piece of that is to feel the dynamics with the road, to know to analyze the vehicle condition, the road condition, and this is essential in order to make sure that the ADAS functions can provide the level of safety which is required.
Right. And it's learning this really fast. So in each situation is different. And I mean, if you've got a truck, if you've got a car, the load difference is heavier if you've got a truck. It's lighter if you've
Right.
got a car. So each system, each setup is going to have to be kind of tailored, wouldn't it be? Wouldn't it have to be to be tailored to each individual vehicle?
Right. So, of course, from a product design point of view, if we will do a major customization for each vehicle, then this wouldn't have any commercial viability because the cost will be too high. What we do is we have a generic solution that is basically able to address every vehicle, including internal combustion engine, EVs, passenger cars, light commercial vehicles, front wheel drive, four wheel drive, etc. And what we do is we have a way to calibrate the solution for each vehicle. So in the pre-production, we will run the software in the learning mode, and we will analyze the data in the cloud, and we will generate a configuration that will fit the different models of the specific vehicle. And then this is just a matter of doing a minor calibration and not investing in very costly and long customization.
So now you're talking this was all software driven. So now do you have like a module? Because I know anti-lock brake module, and then there's the cruise control module, and we've got all these modules that we talk to as technicians to repair stuff. Now, is your software going to be like included in those modules, or are you going to have your own module that we can talk to say, okay, this is what's going on with this, and this is this problem, so we can diagnose and repair stuff for you?
Yeah, so basically the software was built in a way that it is very lean, and it can fit into every ECU.
Okay.
We already integrated in different ECUs, including ECUs which are relatively weak from computing perspective. We have a partner called Nexteer Automotive. Nexteer is, for example, a very large tier one for EPS, for electronic power steering.
Yep, I'm aware of
So
them.
yeah, so for example, we are integrated into Nexteer EPS ECU, which
Oh,
is
okay.
so. But this is as an example, and in other integrations, we were included in the stability ECU, and the software is basically it meets a standard called the AutoSAR, or a software stack called AutoSAR,
Okay.
which is common to the automotive industry.
Right.
And it means that we can plug the software and integrate it into almost every ECU easily.
Oh, good to know. Okay, yeah, because like I'm aware of Nexteer and what they provide as far as their tier one. They're you said they're in a lot of electric power steering (EPS) systems, which that's a great one to be in because that's given your software input on road conditions and the grip level and so forth there. And as far as when you're turning, it's got to know the torque and if you're straight, if you're turning, if you're sliding, and so forth. So that's really interesting that you're already in that. Now, are you already in? Are you guys already testing? Like Chevrolets or Porsches, or are you in testing processes with manufacturers, or can you speak to that at all?
Yeah, so I cannot reveal the exact car makers because this industry
Right.
favors everything should be secret
Oh,
and
I understand.
confidential.
I
Yeah,
understand. We
but
went to a break. I did
yeah,
did something with a brake company one time, and they had before we came in, they had to cover up a bunch of vehicles so that we didn't know that they were testing their braking
yeah,
systems and their rotors and pads and so forth on those particular trucks. I mean, we could tell what they were, but
yes. So we are already integrated in vehicles of a large OEM. We are integrated into the ECU of Nexteer, and this we are going together um, to an SOP, start of production, with a large global OEM. But again, I cannot reveal the details. However, the integration, the software is written, and we are actually these days starting the integration process in the car already. We are in additional projects with it might sound boring because I say large OEM, global OEM, but this is what I can say with another large European OEM. And overall, we're looking into being in the large numbers of vehicles within 3 to 4 years. Typically, the life cycle of such a project from the feasibility phase to start of production is between 3 to 5 years.
oh, okay. So you're working. What do you're working toward getting them started, and it's going to be a couple of years yet. Is what you're saying?
Um, we should have a major volume ramp up in the second half of 2024.
Oh, wow. Okay. So that's really good to know. So is this technology one of the only things you guys are focusing on moving forward, or is there other things that Mobility is doing um, along with this software?
Okay, so I touched mainly the virtual sensing part which occurs in the vehicle, but there is something big which we're doing in addition. We have a very large and sophisticated cloud solution which uses crowdsourcing from these vehicles which are equipped with our technology. and we take the data of the grip from vehicles driving everywhere, upload it to the cloud, and the cloud we do a few processes that allows us to create a highly available and accurate grip map, which means that you will know that you will hit the black ice not once you hit it, but you will have electronic
Right.
horizon that will tell you, Matt, you have black ice 1 mile ahead. So you can change the driving behavior, maybe take another road, etc.
Another road or a route. Now, this is a
Yeah.
map you were talking about, and I was going around your website, and it looks like there's a map that you can, upload to the vehicle's interface. I know all these vehicles have iPad style
Yeah.
displays anymore. I'm waiting on my new truck to come in, and it's got a bigger, it's about as big as my laptop screen here. But, is that something that's going to be integrated in that as well, so that and not just telling us there's a mile away, but there's a map and it will show, red is, black ice or whatever you guys set up that way. Is there going to be a map that shows up in the car?
Yeah, so at the end, of course, this data will be presented on a map. It will be an additional layer of data on top of the map, same as we have over the map today, a lot of layers of traffic signs and a lot of data. So this we will provide to vehicles additional layers that will tell you what are the grip conditions. They will tell you whether you have big major distresses ahead, like big potholes and things like that. And the nice thing about this data that it will be collected and processed in real time, and it will be accurate and refreshed frequently based on the data which is transmitted from a vehicle. So no need for someone to mark, hey, there is a pothole over there, or there is a patch of ice. Everything will be done automatically.
Oh, so there's no really input that we would have to provide. It was just your software is just going to learn and send that out and say, hey, this is what's going on here, and then it's there. So another
Right.
layer on top of our, so say we're using the map, we'll just use Google Maps or Apple Maps or our GPS map. This would overlay over top of that, and it would say, this is what's going on. And you have a very rough patch of road coming up. There's a pothole here. You might want to use the left lane instead of the right lane on the highway, or that there's, not only is there this coming up, but we also see this. So that's really cool. I really
Yeah.
think that's something that could be certainly helpful in this state. That's for sure, because we do get the snow and we do have potholes. So, there's that as well. So, that's really cool. So, is that technology? Are you're designing all that technology? Are you using kind of? I know AI. Everybody's talking about AI, and we've if you know about Bard or Chat GPT, we can put the stuff in there, and it'll give us a great response about how we should talk to somebody or what. Are you guys using AI in that respect?
Yeah, so we are using machine learning for first of all in the development of algorithms. We use it extensively. So we have a large team of engineers that specialize in algorithms and are using machine learning as one of the major tools. We have automated tools that use machine learning in order to calibrate for the vehicles, which is something I explained earlier. And even some of the algorithms are utilizing machine learning generated network, what we call neural networks that were generated in the cloud, and they are part of the calibration data. So machine learning is something that we utilize extensively both during the development process but also as part of the end product.
Again, that's it's really interesting technology, and I love how it doesn't have its own module or whatever. You guys are putting your software into that vehicle, and then taking all that information and using it so that it's smarter for us. I'm really looking forward to something like this, and especially when it comes to being a traveler and being driving on the road. There's so many things that come up that are unfortunate, and if it could be headed off, or we could do something different with that, that would be great.
Right.
So I'm really excited to see where your company goes with this, and how you're able to integrate it into the global automaker as well as your European stuff as well. So tell me what a day in the life of Yagil is. What you get up in the morning, what's your routine?
Okay, I get up early. I prepare sandwiches for my small children. I have four, two which are already out of the house, one in the army and one in a pre-military course, but two which are still at school. So my role is to prepare sandwiches, and then almost every day I ride the motorcycle to work. It saves a lot of time, but also it makes me smile on the way to work because I enjoy the
Right.
ride. Um, of course, I spend a lot of time at work in our offices. We are located in Haifa in Israel. It's a beautiful city. Um, and then back to the house, some family time. I try to do something for myself every day. So almost every day I do some chess problem solving, um, usually on chess.com. Walk with my dog, prepare for a track, plan the next track, usually in Europe. Just recently I returned from a long hike in Corsica, the GR20, which is considered the most difficult trek in Europe. So this is a typical day, combining family, work, and something for the soul.
Yeah, well, that sounds good. I like to do that too. I mean, I I'm a dirt bike rider, as I said earlier, and I like to do that. I do the things I do for myself. I guess I go to the gym, and that lets me process the information from the day, or getting myself ready for the day. I have two kids, and one of them, my youngest, is in college. My oldest is working, and again, I'm like you. It's like you got to spend time for yourself, and I like the chess thing. I like that. I like that. Keep your mind sharp. Keep your mind sharp.
Yeah,
I like that.
actually, I just got to the 99.9 percentile in a problem solving in chess.com.
Awesome. Well, I'm gonna have to get on that and check that out and see if I can.
Yeah,
I don't know if I could get up that high, but I'm pretty sure I could get somewhere with that. And again, you got to keep your mind moving with that kind of stuff. Well, hey, I
right.
really appreciate you coming on the show today. I've learned a lot of stuff. I mean, you have got some cool things coming. You're already working with tier one suppliers, and also uh, OEM global, and in the European stuff. Is there anything else that you would like to add before we go?
Um, I will add that I will love to see our technology on motorcycles, because motorcycles if they will be able to know the grip level and the hazards ahead, like potholes, it can save a lot of lives.
Oh, I get absolutely. I don't really ride too much on the street, but when I did, that was definitely something that you want to. Absolutely, I would love to see that on some street bikes. That would be perfect.
Yeah.
Well, again, Yagil, I really appreciate you coming on the show today. Nice talking to you. I appreciate it, and we'll talk to you maybe sometime soon.
Thank you very much, Matt. It was a pleasure.
That was nice meeting you. Thanks.
All right, that's going to do it for another episode of the All Automotive Podcast. I'm your host, Matt Clausen, and I'd like to thank Yagil from Tactile Mobility for his interview today. I learned a lot of stuff today. Your car is going to be able to sense black ice. That's going to be really cool. The All Automotive Podcast is brought to you by G-Force Automotive, Jackson, Michigan's leader in automotive repair. Until next time, I'm Matt Clausen saying, hey, keep that greasy side down.